Welcome back to another episode of the Halfcast podcast. My co-host, Andrew Fifita. Thank you, filling in for Bam. We told you last week that we're going to do a bigger episode. We're going to do it. We told you we're going to bring in. We said we're going to do it. So guess what we did for you? We brought the two baddest motherfuckers that we could find. Jorge Masvidal and Mark Hunt.
There's only one. That's the.
Nah, he's got the belt. Look, they're gonna point. But the podcast, we stepped it up a level for you guys. Look, while you're in town, we know we couldn't miss you, and you also said that you wanted to speak to Mark. And man, I was like, we got to get this on a podcast. So thank you very much.
Huge fan of Mark, man. I had to be here.
So thank you very much for both being on here. First of all, how's Australia been?
Oh, I love it. Love it. First time I went to Melbourne, I was there only for a day and a half, but I had a great time. And I've been in Sydney now 4 days, man. I've been having a blast, eating as much food as I possibly can. We're at Mr. Wong's yesterday.
Bro, that pork, that crispy
shit.
pork, man. Don't start. Mr. Wong. Bro, he can eat, but he can eat.
Yeah, a little bit.
Bro, big eater.
What you go to, Mr. Wong? Did I show you the specials?
The sweet sour pork, the crispy, those little fucking blocks.
Should have seen the
dim sum.
bags he left with, bro. Two full bags.
Fucked them up today in the morning.
Already gone, eh?
God.
Before I get into any of our questions, is there any questions that you wanted to ask each other? Had each other questions?
Yeah, man. I would like to ask Jorge a question. When are you going to join the antitrust lawsuit?
He started it straight up. One point.
We ain't fucking around here, bro.
Straight to the point.
All right.
I was just telling you about the antitrust lawsuit. When are you going to join us, man?
I think I can't say no to Mark, man. I'm glad he's not asking me to rob a bank because I'd have to say yes to anything you say, Mark. I'm saying yes to.
Anyway, that was just what
that was the one question. He got it out. Yeah. Did you have any for Mark?
Shit. I've been watching you since a kid, right? I used to play with you on the K1 game and everything, bro. So it's just fucking honor to be here, man. And just have seen your whole journey from K1 to Pride to fucking UFC, bro. Always a huge fan, man. And that's how you
appreciate it, man. Honestly,
years and years at Top Team. So.
Well, it's really cool having two badasses here because it's even brought so many more badasses around us. Yeah, we've got Lawrence Tuasa in the house. We've got the OG. We've got some of the baddest people. Andrew brought some of the some of the Sharkies boys turned. Some of the Sharkies boys turned up.
Big Jackie.
We were hoping for Panthers boys, but no.
You know they dogged me. I'm not gonna lie.
But so the next for you is the Usman fight.
Yeah, we haven't finalized the deal, but it's probably gonna be International Fight Week in July. We're working on it though, you know.
Big fight, man. Excited for that.
I'm excited.
Punch his head off her.
Yeah, man. Somebody I personally don't like him too much, you know, so.
He said we had a couple fans say that you're going to punch him so hard his hair will grow back.
Oh.
One of the miracles of street Jesus.
Oh.
There we go. The miracle, not the miracle. That's one thing that I wanted to ask you about, bro, the resurrection. You mentioned it in I got to see one of your shows. And you said that it started from that TV show you went on, getting a break,
getting the isolation more than anything.
Got a time away, get back to that mentality, that clear head. So I think that's a big point that I was saying. That's how much of mentality and it's that mental side that's able to get you to push, and you can see like how much you've changed as a fighter and how big that jump has been. So it's been sick to watch it, man. We've been watching you since kids, so that's same with Mark. It's the same thing, man. It's watching the street fights. Anything?
I'm feeling it is. I'm just stunned to be across from you. It's awesome. Like I'm different. I'm from a rugby league point of view, but like watching you two especially on TV, and especially Mark, like the heavyweight division. That's and then
he throws that around, but he's gonna be the guy
that's
we'll knocking people out.
There's big dramas at the moment. We'll get there over that.
He's old, still sleeping people.
Pushed in the ring.
Could Mark ball too? Mark could ball too.
Oh, rugby.
Yeah.
Rugby easy.
I'm not as good as the man over here, but hey, man, I wanted to be a pro rugby league player. I was quite good as a youth, but since when I got out of jail, I was quite fit and strong and pretty fast for a big guy.
Big up top. All those push-ups.
I was quite fast for a young guy, but that wasn't my path. So fighting was my path, and that's how I started fighting. So yeah,
But
and I wanted to be a footy player. Like
whatever
like
Mike
Andrew.
touches, but he's an athlete, like ping pong, table tennis.
Yeah?
Bro, chess,
Oh.
chess.
Oh wow.
Bro, if you can't beat him at table tennis, he won't play you in chess.
We're gonna have to play table tennis. I can play ping pong.
Yeah? Oh, that sounds like a
Hey
challenge.
man, there's
Where's
my sport? We're getting
Where's the closest table tennis?
We're playing table tennis
Yeah,
after
we
this.
gotta-
We're gonna have a tournament.
We'll just go in the middle of Red Bull and we'll just start our own game. Just right now.
Bro, there's got to be a there's got to be. That's on. We'll ask her. So we're here at Mark, your new live well. This has gone up quick, man.
well, I'm
Looks
not.
amazing.
It's not just one of the new as well. As my partner Adrian is the
Oh,
actual owner. I'm just
nice little shout
just
out
a
there.
quiet guy, just trying to make a living. You know, I'm just trying to make some crumbs here and there.
Yeah, and that, and that,
After fighting for UFC for so long, you get left with nothing these days from those scumbags. So sorry about that, but we got a lot of things happening with it. As you know, I'm with the antitrust lawsuit, and they're paying you guys 4% instead of the 40% that you should be getting from the actual revenue. And hopefully things change with that in the near future, so you guys can make what you actually deserve. Instead of driving around in a Morris Minor, so you'd be driving around in Bentleys instead, because you deserve it.
well,
So-
Gamebred turned up in a big Gamebred truck, so he's not far. I saw the poster.
Not
bro.
far.
He's
There's levels, right? Nah.
Yeah. The best and worst part now that you're out of UFC.
Well, it's just taken me a while for fighting to get back the passion after being gypped from that company. It's been like 4 years since I lost interest in fighting. Just going to get my money, and the other passion I have now is business, which is good. It's a different fight altogether, so you don't get your head punched in.
Yeah. And did you get the urge to fight once you got out? Did it come back a bit?
I come back now since old Sharky.
Hey, big gal.
I'm waiting for
Shout out
this
to
moment.
Big Paul Gallen.
So-
He's a footy player also.
So that was my old captain. Like he captained us for New South Wales, Australia, Cronulla. He's like where I play with Cronulla. He's like the legend. Paul Gallen, but he loves, and I talked to him yesterday about it because I really want to know the details, and he was like, "Oh, look, I'm all for it," and he'll do anything for money. So that's why I say he loves Mark Hunt and that. But if
They're
it's
trying to
making
set
money,
up
it's
a
a
fight-
business.
they're trying to set up a boxing
it's about,
fight
Oh,
between-
remember you were
Yeah.
telling me,
It's
yeah.
about business, and he said, "Oh, if the business is good, I'm jumping in again." Like, that's it.
There's nothing wrong with that. Like I said, I've had lunch with Paul. He's a great guy. I have respect for him. I mean, I got asked about this 3 years ago. I'm friends with him on Insta and everything. I said, look, man, I don't know who your management is, but I know both you guys. But, if you want to dance, bro, I like dancing. It's,
Yes.
He's looking for that
I wanna
dance
get
partner,
paid,
bro.
eh?
Have you ever offered him?
give me some money, I'll do it. I don't get punched in the head for nothing. So,
Have you offered him like to do MMA, or were you just jumping?
Well, I think he's got a purple belt in jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think-
yeah,
is he
he's
blue
quite
belt?
good when it
Blue
comes to
belt?
wrestling. Yeah,
Big boy too.
He's
big
strong,
blue.
yeah.
I mean, he's
He's
strong.
got 100.
He's not big, but like he's short, scrawny, stocky. He's thick.
And a tank, bro.
Yeah,
He
he's
goes.
just-
He's
All
a
you
tank.
island
His
boys are
conditioning
fucking
is
huge,
unbelievable.
bro.
He's a
It's
tank,
just-
bro. So
Yo.
on the footy field, he's a tank, and as a fighter, I've seen him box. I went down to watch him fight in Melbourne against Barry Hall. So great boxer. It'll be a pretty good match.
Yo.
So
That's
hopefully the
why
boys
he's
can.
scared of Mark. He goes, I don't want to be in close because you'll just clean him. He's scared of his punches. That's it. I can tell you that.
Yeah,
I don't-
well, I think that's most people in the inside there, bro. Yeah, you,
So I'm on this side of the table. I'm just sitting.
yeah, I saw you ski your
can
chair
run, I
around
can
pretty
run.
far. Hey, I've never seen someone when like Mark's able to at like this distance and he's hitting them and they're getting rocked. It's,
So who's it comes down to now? They're just a promoter trying to get the funds right now.
Well, yeah, man. If we can do it for a good cause, raise some money for the fights, for the families, Australian families, it'll be a good cause. So, like I said to Matty Rose, look, dude, if you can, I declined his offer first.
Yo.
And I said, no, man, look, man, it's not enough money, I mean, they got to eat, bro.
Yeah,
So
100%.
if you come properly with the right amount of money, so I gave him my number, and it's up to whoever's going to, if he comes with a dosh. And so, I try to make it a bit more interesting by I went and spoke to Triple M yesterday, hopefully try and get on another radio show here in Australia. Give him a bit more push, try and get those funds. We can do it. It'll be entertaining and it'll be good for a good cause.
Especially for Australia.
Yeah. Sorry, wife. Hey, Don. Hey, say hi to Jorge, Tyson, and Andrew. Hi. No, anyway.
Hey, well, it's all right. We're just doing the
We're just
podcast.
doing we're just doing a podcast. Can I call you later?
This happened last time. His son Noah came in
What?
the middle of the podcast, started roasting Ty. So, actually, how is Noah? I saw
He's good.
had a bike crash. You all right?
He's alive, thank God. There's poor kids that got run over the other day.
Oh, far out.
He's lucky. Yeah. Must have got run over by a car. But he's lucky. He's got that coconut blood.
Yeah.
He's strong, so that's the one, so.
Man.
Yeah. He's alive. Yeah.
On that, shout out to
He
Bam
was
Bam.
walking, he got-
Oh,
He was riding and he got
I'll give him up.
hit by a car and that's it. So.
You're right, now it's us.
Oh, no, I brought up Ty. I wanted to say shout out to Bam Bam. He's over at AKA now. I just saw him put up a picture. It's good to see that he's training with DC. Is that how you originally met, AKA? But that was Thailand, wasn't it?
ATT.
Oh, ATT.
How I met Jorge.
Yeah, ATT.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
I saw Jorge fighting on YouTube before I met him when I went to ATT. So I saw him fighting with Kimbo, and I was like, damn, yeah, it was good to watch a lot of your scraps, and finally meet you at ATT with the boys with them in ATT. So I went over there to help myself, or try and help myself with training. So yeah,
Those good times, man.
Yeah.
Just crazy the backyard fighting and that. Like, how'd you get into that kind of stuff? Was it just
Me and Kimball were at the same gym in Miami
Yo.
before we got into ATT because Kimball was at ATT too, and I don't know. I think they were going about 3-4 weeks there, and they asked me, "Hey, would you want to fight in my backyard?" I was like, "Hell yeah, I'd love to do it." So back then they were like, especially in Miami, it's super illegal, so they wouldn't want like big crowds forming. Police would shut it down, things like that. So it was very like the day of the fight, they'd give you the address and things like this. So it went like 3 months. I didn't speak to Kimbo or nobody. And finally I get a call. And he's like, hey, you ready? Are you in shape? And I was like, fuck yeah, bro. I've been waiting for you guys to come. He's like, all right, in about 3 weeks, we're going to be going. I was like, all right. 3 weeks passed by and I haven't gotten a call, nothing. I'm like, fuck, man, maybe it's not happening. And I'm at McDonald's ordering food and Kimbo calls me. He's like, yo, what you doing? I was like, nah, getting some food real quick, man. He's like, all right, you want to scrap today? I was like, fuck yeah, bro. And, went over there and scrapped, man.
That's crazy.
Were you doing street fights before? Well, obviously having
Before,
fights,
yeah.
but like that was the first time you were getting paid for it?
Like that I had done a couple already, but that was the first time I competed with Kimbo's group. But it was more like always messing around. Like if my friends knew somebody that fought as well, and then we bet money together, and we come up with like $80 between like 5 of us, and somebody else on the other side will have $100, $80 on their friend, and that's it. We throw down.
Yeah, mad.
That's mad.
What was the most you got paid out of one? Was
Probably like in the Kimbo ones, betting in the Kimbo with Ray Ray. That's the most I made for sure.
That was his boy, wasn't it?
Who, Kimbo's boy?
No, when you fought Ray Ray.
Ray Ray? Yeah. They were cool, but they got cooler afterwards.
Yeah.
In the beginning, they I think they knew each other as well. I mean, they knew Ray more than me.
Yeah. One of the things that we're trying to go the direction with the podcast is like talking about how like kids from rough areas, like especially Bam, everyone here, Dooney, Mark from New Zealand as well, how they become the 1% of the athletes. Like whether there's college basketball, college football, there's always that 1%. Like a lot of kids aren't making it, even though they're training their asses off every day. So we're trying to align the podcast with what key things happened in your life as a kid that led you to progress into the athlete you are. And I believe it's like a lot of the struggles that you go through in the bad neighborhoods and being able to deal with that adversity. And the people that can't deal with it break. They crumble, but the people that do, and also another one, visualization, being able to see that you're going to be something more than what your current situation is. Otherwise, you'll be stuck there. So I just wanted to get your, like, if there was key events that happened in your life that made you realize that you're going to be more than just the street fighting, or more than all the best person that you're going to be.
Well, on the street fighting stuff, I knew that was just temporary. I remember I was sleeping in my car for many periods and different periods, And I always knew that was just current. That was just, it's for the time being. I'm going to get out of here, and I'm going to get out of here via my hands. And it was just a matter of time, and that's something that I always knew, no matter what would happen, When situations were shitty, I was like, man, it's just for now. And if now 6 months is cool, it's going to come to an end at some point,
Yeah.
So anybody listening, I would tell them the same shit. Like, man, life is a fight, man. Yeah. Even if you're not a fighter, life is a fucking fight, man.
I guess it comes down to setting goals, and he set his goals 6 months, and that's the process he took. Some of us, like myself, I took to all my mates and showing them where I'm from, where I grew up in Dooney, and it's a bit different compared to over in the Shire. The Shire is just like beaches and proper like housing and that. It's a bit different. I was a bit raw, but I showed them. I grabbed a few boxes of noodles, and they got this little housing thing. And I seen over in New Zealand, they just put out the front of their housing, and if you need food and that, go take what you please and that. So I had to kind of show them a bit from where we're from. It's a bit different. But to make it here, I feel like you have to go somewhere to get somewhere. You know what I mean? Like, it's hard to leave your boys and that behind, but it's for the better. No matter what, I still know where I'm from. All the boys come with. Even if I'm playing overseas and that, I'm still there. You know, I always rep where I'm from. Grew up in Western Sydney, and that's here, and it's a great place to be. But to get somewhere, you know, I'd never ever take my eyes off the prize. That's the main thing for myself.
Yeah. Same to you, Mark. Is there any key lessons that you?
Yeah, man. The key lesson for me was, I think I was instilled in all of it, but I think God was my biggest. You know, of course, we're all sinners, big sinners, but you know, when I got into trouble, and that was a lot of times as a youth, I spoke to God. I asked, whatever it was I was speaking to, I needed help. I said, dude, I need help. I've done this, and I need help for guidance, to be honest. And that's what helped for me to main is God, is my belief. And even though I'm a sinner, you know, I do believe there's a higher power. And every time I got into trouble, I talked to him. I spoke to him. Yeah. And he guided me through this. So, you know, at the end of the day, I mean, we don't call the cops when we're in trouble. we ask for help from the Almighty. So, you know. Yeah.
And that led a lot of the path that you took. Like you knew where you were going from that. Like with fighting, was always a career path?
It wasn't the plan for me. I wanted to be a footy player. Like I was pretty good at footy, not as good as you guys are. But you know, I got into a lot of altercations as a kid. You know, I had my first fight outside a nightclub. And then I had my fight inside the nightclub, you know, 4 days later. So I was street fighting like you were, but, you know, the bouncer actually saved me from being arrested. And then 4 days later, he said, would you like to do Muay Thai? I'm like, they're being a young kid. And I said, what is that shit? Yeah, let's do it. You know, so I'm 4 days later, and they're like this, trying to punch some of the guy who's 30 kilos heavier than me, you know. And you know, that's how I started fighting. So
yeah, and that's one of those key turning points.
That was my key turning point in my life. Yeah, sorry.
And was there a point for you as well with training, going from the street fighting straight to the professional fighting?
Did you always know you wanted to be a fighter, or was there a point in time just
right around like 13? I made a commitment already in my head. I was like, nah, yeah, this is what I want to do. Yeah. I had always I never cared about no other sport growing up. I never played basketball, baseball, nothing. It didn't really interest me. Maybe I did it once or twice with my friends. They'd be going on a Saturday to the park and they'd invite me, and I'd watch her play, and it wouldn't call to me. But the first time I ever stepped into a boxing gym, it was like, whoa, what the fuck is this? So I started boxing and wrestling like around 13, and that was it for me, man. That I knew. Now my training was nowhere near how it is now. There was no structure. It was very sporadic, but I kept evolving every time. You know, as I did more and more and more and more, I kept structuring it better and better and better. But the key turning point for me would be, I don't know, like as far like amateur or like in my pro career. Because in my pro, I would say it'd be when I went to that reality show, when I just got to be alone in the isolation, you know.
Yeah. And was that like, for our viewers that didn't hear you, I think you said you were able to break down everything, and it's like a lot of things, like doing like an after action report, seeing what you've done wrong, going back and then breaking it all down step by step, like a process. Like, all right, this is what I was doing wrong. You said like even down to what you ate before the fight, how much sleep you were getting before each fight, and you can see that key changes in what's happening.
Preparation is key. That sounds like coming down your preparation, knowing you know, what gets you the best to be ready for your fights. Everyone's got their own prep, you know. Yeah. I guess in fighting word, I don't know, is it 8 weeks you start? Normally 8 weeks going into a fight, and is that the same as yourself? And yeah, see, for me, like we're week in, week out, we get abused, but I start mine 48 hours from my game. That's when we go into our captain's run, and then it's all from then. I've got to be hydrated, I've got to be ready to roll. Next morning, it depends what time we play and that. Everyone's got their prep. I've got mine down packed. There's a few of the young ones that are still learning that. And obviously, you know, you're down your pack, and that's what you had to learn to become one of the greatest fighters of all time. So.
See, with like professional football teams, been established for a lot longer. Even with ATT, you've been doing it for a lot longer. In Australia, there's no big teams like that. So we're doing a freestyle, man. Like I was learning off my old man, and then we take this, and then it's my opportunity to put it together. That's why I went over to Jackson's. I've gone over to CKB, and you see, it was like, man, this isn't what I'm doing.
Now we're gonna bring you over to ATT.
But it is, I must say, like from outside looking into the fighting world, you know, you go back a few years ago, and the papers were saying this is a no-go zone for UFC. Now everyone's trying to jump on a board because of 1, 2, and 3. There's three people who's really made this sport massive, and in Australia, mate, we love to fight. Like I'm telling you now, everything to fight. You can see on a rugby league field, we're not allowed to fight. We're not allowed to throw a punch no more. It's a 6 week suspension. It's so bad when it comes out. Well, but people love to see this kind of stuff. So it's
6 weeks suspension.
Yeah. If we got caught in a little scuffle, we play a contact sport. We're not allowed to shoulder charge. It's a bit different these days compared to the old days. The old days it used to be ruthless, but now they're proper strict on their rules. And look, you get caught throwing a punch, it's 6 weeks, no matter what. But this is the sport we love. We love watching this. We love, you know, getting toe-to-toe. I was down at Mark's last fight in Adelaide, and mate, I loved it, but I hated the opponent he was fighting. Because when you go in a fight, you want to see proper, like, if you got someone here, someone there, let's bang. You know what I mean? I don't want to see someone just run away from someone. It's not that. But that's...
in Australia, it's also a lot quieter because when the wrestling and the grappling happens, you have to understand, in America, everyone's gone through a wrestling program.
Yeah.
Everyone knows what pressure's happening.
Yeah.
They're understanding. A lot of the Australians haven't wrestled, haven't grappled. So when they're on the ground or up against the octagon, they have no idea what's really going on or how much energy it's taking.
Yeah.
Education.
Yeah.
It's like when I first got into MMA, man, I was like, what is that? I had, I went to Steve Oliver's, I went to training, he goes, oh, he's only like 80 something kilos, and he's saying, oh, I said, what are you doing? Just stand up. He goes, yeah, you come and stand up. And then next 6 weeks, he was knee right in my face. He was like, I was like, I spent like that camp for my first fight in Japan, getting smashed up. And I was going, this motherfucker, right? What kind of training is that? That was learnings, because we don't have wrestling, so it was a hard learning lesson for me anyway. So
Ty's takedown defense, he said, for the first couple of years was
uppercut. But I remember watching you in training. You naturally had good hips. You naturally had a good...
Yeah, because I'm fat, that's why I was...
no, but you got natural good balance and stuff. I remember watching you train with like Steve Marco and those guys. You would do well.
I was trying with those guys, it was just learning a different sport, coming from a striking background.
It's a
you're learning
different sport.
Striking
and wrestling is, I think, one of the hardest transitions you can make, because they have nothing to do with each other, really. Wrestling is its own complete thing. The muscle groups are complete different than what you use in striking. The reflexes are that you have in striking, they're not really used in grappling like that. It's
and
completely
trying
different.
to emulate that in a fight, like, that first 30 seconds is a hard wrestle.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Well, that's what our game's really coming to. Like, we get guys like these guys come in and try and teach us how to wrestle. Because when we go to contact, it's all about the wrestle game now. Slowing the ruck up. It's all about that little stuff where no one knew. We just love to get out there and try and throw the big hits. But now it's really turned to, I'm going to grab, someone comes in and we're going to chop, take him down. And that's where these guys come in. He's showing me some moves where, had me cringing in my ribcage, and
yeah, they had to
like,
ban a lot of the moves because like they were teaching jiu-jitsu guys how to do like headlocks and so they had to, like, when they're falling, like, cream their neck. So they started banning a lot of the moves. But it's like anything, whatever cross-platform. I think even the NFL, the front linesmen, one of the teams brought in sumo wrestlers. It's essentially the same. So it's just finding that cross-platform.
Yeah.
Even how much NRL's changed now.
I didn't know that the NFL brought in sumo wrestlers. That's nuts.
I can't remember what team. If anyone.
It would be the linesman up front.
Yeah, but
they're straight
just
up.
That first hit.
Won that first hit.
That's
what
sumo
wrestlers go. That's mad.
Have you watched some of those sumos train?
Yeah.
You train hard, man.
And
you train hard, bro.
And they're flexible.
Yeah, exactly like that.
Straight up in the air. Watch, where's Dad? Dad, give us a little leg stretch. Can you give us a leg stretch just to show the camera what a sumo? Yeah, thank you. That's called flexibility, dexterity. Dexterity. He's stuck. Thank you, demo. Man, that's what I grew up with, hard karate and Japanese jiu-jitsu, then Kempo karate with the old man. So there was a lot of hidings. What's going back to like what key influences? What's for this question for both of you that you would teach your children in order to succeed in life?
tenacity for me.
Yeah.
Perseverance and tenacity, always. Never give up.
Commitment, decision, sacrifice, and especially from fighting, it almost took me 16 years to kind of learn this, that there's so much bullshit that you just don't need in life, you know, for whatever your goals are. And I teach it to my kids or anybody. If I have like a goal in mind and it's not aligned with other things like going to a nightclub and chasing women and being up till 6 in the morning, well then I'm not gonna go to the nightclub and chase women just cause, you know, and destroy my body, my sleep schedule. I'm gonna stick to whatever's gonna make me the best on the day that I compete. And that goes with anything in life, I think, you know, if you're working a 9 to 5 or anything, you know.
Doing it to the best of your ability.
Best of your abilities, even if you're good, because a lot of times I was able to do a lot of stupid shit outside of the gym, come into the gym and still perform well, and I was like, man, I'm still doing good. Why should I have to change it? But it wasn't the best me, you know. It wasn't the best performances I could give.
Yeah, like hard work beats talent, and less talent works hard.
That's it.
That's the one, eh? Hey, big boy.
No,
You want that? You like that one, eh? You like that?
I got. I'm good.
You can have that one.
I like that, but this is usually individual sport. I'm in the team, so I'm good. If I'm a bit down, I've got 12 other blokes beside me that are ready to roll. So, you know what I mean?
But that can also be detriment to the team if one of
100%.
them's letting you down.
Yeah.
Like, with us, we get called out. If you're not putting in the work, it's embarrassing in front of a lot of people. But I always think of the fight against Latifi, man. I remember walking in there and just wasn't on, and I would go, oh, I wonder where my wife's sitting, and I was like, this is fucked. See ya. I was like, this is going to be a rough night. But, we've got a couple of fan questions from The Real Dairy for Jorge. For a foodie visiting Cuba, what food do you recommend?
Rice and beans,
Rice and beans.
pork.
Sure.
Yeah.
Oh, you said you had the best pork
Yeah, well, the pork yesterday was good, but we make the pork a little bit different. Not as crispy, but it's very different. It's like very juicy. It's mojito. I don't know how you say that in English. They make this sauce and they drench it in there. Yeah, it's fucking delicious. Pork chops, anything.
They marinated.
Yeah, it gets marinated.
food.
We dig like a hole in the ground and they put it there for like 8 hours in a
that's
box.
almost.
Yeah. I heard that you guys do it the same. So it's,
don't worry. Uncle Lawrence and old mate, they brought you. You asked for it yesterday. Brought the hookup. Some sapasui.
The lot. Oh, yeah. That's it.
You're gonna another feast for you, bro. Got the food.
I want to try the Super Samoan food, man. All you motherfuckers are huge.
Yeah,
Oh,
well-
fucking,
Oh, man, bro. These guys.
no, all you.
Well, that was the next question from M. Diddley. Would you go to another weight? Maybe after eating, you're going to go to a middleweight. But it was, would you be keen on fighting with Khabib before his retirement? And would you change weight?
if the UFC gave us an offer that I couldn't refuse, because to cut the weight at this point would be horrendous for me. You know, I haven't made that weight in a while, and as soon as it took the IVs off from the UFC, I couldn't no longer make 155 pounds. So I went up as fast as I could. So for me to do it now, I'd have to put myself through so much suffering. At 173 pounds, I'm already like 5% body fat. So the rest is just straight water. So about 18 to 19 pounds of just water.
Shit.
What are you, 3%?
I'm actually 15%. We get tested every Monday, and like it's a big thing because some of our rip boys are like proper ripped, and they like at 18. I'm a big boy. Like in my team, I'm most the heaviest in my team.
Oh, you're big, mate.
I'm big.
How much you? How much you weigh?
I'm at 125.
Oh, shit.
Fat club.
At what age did you?
Captain of Fat Club?
At what age did you start playing? Training already?
Yeah, we've already started. So we started in November, but because
No. At what age did you start?
What age?
Age. Oh,
Not days.
AIDS.
age.
What age?
Oh, what days? Age. I'm 30 now, but I would have started my professionals at 19. So straight out of school, straight into it.
Okay, nice.
Some boys.
But
are
as a kid,
gifted.
though, you played. Like,
Nah, yeah, I played, but I was a fullback. I was that skinny little kid at the back, away from
fuck?
everyone.
Fullback, I was.
See, we all have different journeys, you know what I mean? I went down to Griffith and I put on so much weight and it just got me in the front row. But like, because it was a lot different. They wanted me to play under 20s compared to when down the country we were playing with men. So it was kind of like amateur kind of kids and that were versing, and then got my gig from there. And it played first grade ever since.
But you're considered pretty old for NRL,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Like,
I'm in the
he's-
older-
he's
Way at
real- he's
30?
old,
At 30, it's old.
Man, I saw one of our cousins, Dallin Zalesniak. He's like 25, he's even he when he talks about himself, he says the younger boys or like, and he talks himself with the older boy. And I'm like, bro, to stop talking like that, otherwise you're old. It's like as soon as you admit that you're old, see you later. It's like,
you're an older girl. I'm.
He's like almost on crutches.
I'm like, you're a baby, man.
I'm grandpa, compared to like the natural world. But for my, it's just, they love the young ones and that. So, but if you can, our average play is like 35 games per person. Like, you know what I mean? So there's if you get more successful in that, and I've been in the game for a while now, and I think it just credits itself.
Where do you get more injuries in the games or in practice?
I'm not the HK at practice. I feel sorry for because they're all smaller than me. I'm the heavier bloke. I don't want to jump on them and that, but it's more in the games. Yeah, more in the games.
If you want to
if they want to step up,
Dos Santos came and he wrestled him.
Yeah.
He tried to take me down. I got him. He gave me a signed glove for the one. He tried just off the bag. He tried like tackling me, like just to see what it was like and that. And I think I sprawled on him, like jumped on him in the back.
He took the belt.
He took his belt. Yeah, can we get a photo? And he come and deliver me a belt.
Melted and put it in your teeth.
It was so funny.
Oh shit!
You want one?
Yeah, I'm doing it. I haven't fought in a while.
Yeah. So. After diddly.
After fighting, why? What's the? Not that we're wanting you to finish early, but I know you.
I got three more years that I'll be competing at this level that I feel I could give world-class performances. Then after that, I'm done.
Yeah. And you're working on other brands outside of after fighting.
Yeah.
You want to give them a shout out, or they still on the come up?
What brands?
I know you're bringing out a.
Well, my mezcal. That's my number one project. Recuerdo. That's my baby right there. We've been working on it for like 3 years, and we just pulled it off now. We did everything to make it. Coming into 2019, I had a lot of goals that we had to meet to make everything go right for the brand, things like that. So I was able to do it. I had a good year. I got Fight of the Year. So I'm definitely pointing in the right direction of what I've been doing, and it shows that the things I've been doing in and out of the cage are working. I just got to stay aligned and keep doing them,
Nice.
So that's definitely one of the projects. But when I'm done fighting, I think I'm just going to ski, man, for a long time,
Yeah.
I'm going to go skiing.
Ski?
Yeah. Winter Olympics,
You guys,
that threw me off, bro. I was already the Jamaican bobsled team, I was ready for that.
you guys, everybody here, I think, understands it. And I'm sure everybody here feels this, that you need that adrenaline. We all need it. I need my adrenaline to pump every day. If not, I start to get edgy or get weird, or crazy. My adrenaline has to pump somehow, some way, whether it's a very hard workout that makes me exhausted, that I can't fucking walk when I'm done, or just something,
Jump
so
off the cliffs, everything.
Something
has
man.
to go. Hey, bungee jump. I'm the same, man.
Yeah.
It's like the Cowboys, the same. When I lived there, I loved it because he's the same, bro. You just have to do
he's fucking wild, bro. He's wild.
Mark, same thing. For after fighting, you still got a boxing fight, so I know you're not. you're still on
For
the
me,
line.
after, I think I'm already doing my after right now because I'm old. I'm 45, but suing these motherfuckers. That's what I'm doing after my fighting. So just business and just finishing my career. That's pretty much it.
Nice.
No.
Andrew.
Oh, man, I want to get in that welfare space. I really want to help young ones, I guess, especially out in where we're from. It's a bit different compared to coming through. I love working with Indigenous kids and the Pacific Islander kids. So it'll be something around in that kind of space. I was trying to start up a wellbeing thing and just get this big brother thing kind of rolling throughout our schools and that. So it's kind of good. It's I really want to work because if you look out west, it's one of those things people don't. It's not about the mind. It's always about other injuries, And I think it's the best thing that NRL's kind of really working on this space because it's something we all need in our life when it comes to the mental health.
It's another thing that the football's doing now. They make sure that they've got jobs or roles for after they finish their careers. They're making sure they're onto something. They have to have some sort of backup plan. Once we're done with fighting, a lot of us haven't been taught about saving, investing, business.
No.
Unless you have someone good in your life that's mentored you, it's unlucky.
It's something. Well, that's the biggest thing.
Spending as much as when you're fighting.
Yeah, I think that's
for a little bit. I've been learning.
Well, I think, you know, even making the big money in that, you just be humble and stick to your normal wages. I still pay my wife you know, $1,000 a week. I get paid $1,000 a week, and for here in Sydney, that's the average Joe. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to. You don't want to. I just throw it all in the house. You know, you pay as long as my kids have now got a roof over their head. That's all I'm worried about. You know, so you know, after you invest in some things and that, and hopefully one of them will boom. But I think that's just life in general. You want the best for your kids.
Yeah.
So
That's it.
Favorite fighters, dead or alive?
Mike Tyson.
Hey,
yo.
yeah.
Biggest fan of Mike Tyson.
I want to meet
He
him.
came from the streets like us, and you know, he conquered the world. Even though he went, he conquered the world, man. So you know, that's my favorite fighter, Mike Tyson.
Conquered the world in a violent way too. Mine's Roy Duran, my favorite boxer fighter of all time.
Wow.
Mike Tyson, yo,
Nice.
all time, loved him.
Nice. Any pre-fight superstitions?
Yours,
I didn't
Tyson.
say.
I had a lot. Like influencer-wise, I loved Lennox Lewis when I was
Lennox Lewis.
like I liked that long style.
Yeah.
That's what I was basing it off. I actually really liked Demetrius Johnson.
Demetrius Johnson is. I think he's the current, maybe the pound for pound best guy right now. Is probably
the
Demetrius.
skill level, just watching
Yeah.
what he's able to do.
He does everything.
Yeah, and man, always loved BJ Penn from the get-go.
BJ Penn,
I
me too.
loved him.
Huge BJ Penn fan.
Watching him coming up. But the next one was any pre-fight superstitions.
Me, I don't really have none. I think about it. There's not like, well, I do have this jock strap. I've had it since I was fighting. Yeah. No, I just thought about it. Yeah, since I've been fighting in Japan, it's the brand is called Isami. I've had this jock strap like 12 years and it's still intact. And I take it to all my fights. So you know, whether I wear it or not, I always take it with me.
Nice.
That's different, eh? No, not me, no.
Nothing. You leaving it?
Oh, no, I got the one. I always put my right sock on, right boot, right. So that's it. That's, I don't know why. It just happens that way. I think I'm more flexible on my leg.
Do you go like this first?
There we go.
Mark?
Oh no, superstition. I just have a little prayer before I do anything. So
Yo.
always before and after. So yeah.
I would say like one of yours is like not warming up either.
Well, that's like not training too.
Man,
Sorry, man. Hey,
This guy,
hey,
man.
don't tell anyone my secrets, bro.
These eyes just glassed over.
Don't do it, bro. Don't do it.
All right, let's go.
Yours? Superstitious? Anything?
Not a superstition. I always wear my cousin's hat out that passed away. But man, I accidentally in my last fight brought the wrong bag. Didn't have it in there, but I don't know. It didn't really throw me off, but I was fucking pissed off that I didn't bring it.
Yo.
That's pretty much the only thing. For Mark, there's a lot of fans that have been asking what's going on with after fighting, but even questions. They are, who is from Sean Beaching, who has hurt you the most striking wise?
I think if every fight I just hurt myself because I don't train properly. That's basically it. So I mean, the harder I train, the easier it is. But yeah, that's basically my problem. It's always myself hurting myself.
Yeah. Was there any opponent that stuck out? There was one fight that you were just like, ooh.
They're all the same at the top level. They're all the same.
Yep.
You know, you just got to be ready for them. You know, whether you are or not, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Same question, Jorge.
Somebody hit
That's
hard?
hardest striker, like someone that.
Darren Till and Paul Daly had very good natural pop. Like I could just feel it, you know. Even when they weren't like throwing like a heavy shot, it would just land and I'd feel that shot. Till got me with some good jabs. That's how I was able to tell just off his jab that he had good power, you know, because it was his lead hand and he cracked me like 2 or 3 times. I was like, oh Lord, it felt like a right hand. It felt like his power hand.
Oh no, but
you know?
then sleep.
Yeah, and I had to. If not, he was gonna do it to me.
And Sean same person, Sean Beaching asked, are you scared of anything, Mark? Because he doesn't think so.
I am. I'm scared of sharks. I think everyone's
Really?
scared of white pointers, man.
Yeah. That's why I've swum. Have you done the swimming with them?
Fuck
don't
no,
know.
hell no. I'd love to, but
We did it last year. It was the most
Nah,
scariest
that's
thing
full on,
I
man.
ever did in my life. Like, I promise you. I never
where
went to
did you
WA.
did it off Adelaide?
Sydney Aquarium.
Oh,
Yeah, same.
I just did it in Sydney
Those
Aquarium.
sharks there,
You got there. You want to do it? We can
Hell
organise
no,
it.
and I'm talking
Oh,
about-
They
I'm
put you
telling
in
you,
a cage?
I'll watch because
They put you in a cage or?
Grey nurse sharks.
No,
So
no,
they're technically they can't do anything. But,
But
you
no,
spot
when
it,
they
you
come,
see them.
the teeth are
they're
like,
still,
oh
they're
man,
still 6 foot.
They're massive. They're massive. They're like, don't move.
But they
And
have
nah,
teeth.
I'm going to the bottom.
Yeah.
Just
But they said
It's
they'll just
scary,
nip
man.
you off. But man, it's a shark. Like you,
No,
when
you
you
couldn't pay me to
too
get
slow.
in.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm
they
so
tell you
fucking
you have to
petrified.
just hold on to the tank and you're not allowed to do anything.
I just one come straight. I slid down. I just slid down. I was really crying because my family was just there in the glass bit, so they were looking out, and I just slid down, just scared shitless. I swear to God, I've
I don't
never
think I
been
could
so
get in there,
fucking
man.
Yeah.
I don't think I could do that. I'd be fucking petrified, man.
Hey, adrenaline rush.
Yeah.
That'll get you going.
It was full on.
That's that paralyzation, adrenaline rush.
There's from Josipio. How much KFC do you eat, Mark?
Well, last night I had no, I ate a lot. I ate a lot. I used to eat a lot when I was doing K1. So
That's our super Samoan.
that's their secret, man. That secret oils and herbs and spices.
Yeah.
Herbs and spices.
And for both of you, KFC or McDonald's?
Depends
Oh.
on the day, the training session. It just depends. But I could do, man. I don't know.
Anything, bro. Yeah.
Have you had KFC here?
No. I haven't.
Game changer.
Very different.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah,
man.
way different.
It's way different.
You
to
might not
England,
leave Australia.
New Zealand, so it's all different around
Yeah,
the world.
the
But
fries.
it's the seasoning on the chips. I'm
Yeah,
telling
the
you now,
fries.
like you need
KFC,
seasoning on
we're talking about
Yeah.
There's one
Kentucky
across
Fried
the
Chicken?
road. There's
Yeah.
one across the road.
bro,
you know.
I'm telling
We're
you.
So I'm
good.
going.
Straight away.
No,
I'm
no, I
telling
got
you.
the Super Samoan food
Oh,
after
yeah.
this, so
No,
I'm gonna have to wait for KFC for another day.
All right, let's wrap it up with the last question for Jorge. 5 people, dead or alive, to have dinner with.
5 people dinner
That you'd like to have dinner with.
Well, I got to have dinner with this guy already, Roberto Duran. It was right before my fight. My fight was Saturday. I had dinner with him on Friday, but I would still say Mr. Duran again, because that's one crazy motherfucker, man. Kind of like Mark crazy too, bro.
I'm not crazy. I'm a nice guy.
You always ask the people to say they're not crazy, but
That Duran, help me out here. J-Lo.
hey.
Let me see. No, A-Rod, you can't come. Hell no. Let me see. Shakira.
Oh, that's that Super Bowl. Super Bowl's still in his
Same
head.
time.
Halftime show.
That halftime show's still there.
Who else we got? Yeah, comedian will be good. Oh, Dave Chappelle.
Oh,
Yeah, that'd be a good motherfucker to have dinner with.
Yeah.
And then it's all at the same time,
Yeah.
the same
Yeah.
fight.
One dinner.
Oh, and then
One dinner.
we'll have a magician then as well. Right? Let's have a magician. Who's a good magician? David Blaine. David Blaine, you're invited to dinner.
Keep the party going. Mark.
Probably some old, maybe James Dean. Some old people like, just old stars. You know, they've done accomplished a lot in their lives, and just Sir Edmund Hillary would be one of them. Be good to talk to him. The guy that went on the moon, Armstrong, I think his name was.
Yeah.
Not the cheating guy, but the other one. Yeah, just some guys like that.
Man, everyone underestimates Mark and how smart he is. Like even when he
I'm
explains.
not smart, man.
You know you are. You are.
I'm not
But
But he's saying Neil Armstrong, for God's sake. Anybody can tell with Neil Armstrong for sure.
We went to Russia, and this guy he like plays people on the street in chess.
Yo.
Oh, come on now.
What's
Tell us a story.
No. So and he'll pay you like 1,000, whatever it is, and if you lose, you got to pay him. So Mark gets in there. He's got all his chess books around him. Mark gets in there. Starts to, I'll play you. And then they start playing, and the guy like starts sweating, like getting nervous, and Ty's like.
He's sweating
Yo.
because Ty's freaking G'ing him up. Ty's G'ing him up, man. Ty's
I
making
know
this
anyway,
guy-
like, you ain't got shit. I'm telling you, you get shit.
That's what he was doing.
Marco's first move, 1 pawn.
You ain't got this.
Down the sideline, the super Samoan. And this guy.
And Ty's like this guy. And I'm like, this guy. He's making him sweat because he's talking loud. I'm like, fuck.
Couldn't handle the pressure. Mark
That's
beat him.
it.
Mark beat him. So then Mark asked for the money, and the guy packed up.
Yeah, he was a rip-off guy. He shouldn't have been.
He ripped up. He tried to rip you off. That guy
No,
didn't know who
he
was?
shouldn't be selling books though, because he's pretty shit at chess. And he lost it. I said, "Oh, give me that money you owe me." Then he just said, and I said, "Oh, sweet." And he's gonna pull out a gun again. Yeah.
Let's we'll call it there. I
Yeah.
just want to say thank you so much for making this episode possible, man. It was amazing. Thank you, Andrew, Mark, Jorge. Well, all the best in Sydney. Hope you enjoy the rest of the trip.
Thanks,
Yeah.
Liverpool,
Need
for
anything?
hosting it.
Yeah, thanks. Live well.
Live well.
Half clubs.
Hosting it.
Eastern Creek, Rouse Hill, and the Gregory Hills now. Trying to get 10 more destinations. So I know.
Soon to be Cronulla. Oh!
Gotta get that 5 Port Gallon. Come on, Wes. John, where are you? Need that 1.5 now.
Big money team.
Oh, wow.
Jorge, is there anyone you want to shout out? Thank
God
Yeah.
for everything, man. For the journey has been an amazing one. My life, I've been blessed from start to beginning. From the beginning till whenever it ends, I've been blessed. I can say that.
Awesome, bro.
100.
Hey guys, can I just, before we close up, can I just get a quick pick of you guys with the bad mofo? Come and take this one here. Yeah.
Before we finish, shout out Thought Cloud, Drink West, Breaking, Before You Speak Coffee and Muscle Bros. Thank you.
Yo.
New beer's coming out.